Thank you very much, Jeff, and thank you all today for joining us. It's great to be here at a moment like this. And I want to especially take the time to acknowledge the leadership of Governor Raimondo and Secretary Pryor of the Commerce Department. It was particularly, I think, Governor Raimondo's determination and vision for Rhode Island to become a global leader, and certainly the United States leader in the development of offshore wind energy. That led us to moments like that we had a year ago at the Port of Providence, and to especially today. I think increasingly everyone recognizes the global importance of what we're about here, and that it's not going to happen without really good partnerships and collaborations that span education, business, and the public and private sectors across the board. We're really pleased to be a part of it, and we are building on, as Jeff indicated, a long history. The University of Rhode Island in engagement in this area. We have a number of outstanding global leaders in research who have been a part of this, going back to the days when Rhode Island became the first state in America to develop an ocean special management plan that laid out how wind could be developed here under the auspices of the Coastal Resource Center and the Graduate School of Oceanography, working with DEM and other entities here in the state. That plan has been a roadmap for us now and into the future. That's an important part of what got us here today. And the University of Rhode Island aims to continue that kind of leadership and that kind of partnership. We've already forged a full range of partnerships. We're so delighted, Jeff, to have been working with Deepwater Wind over the years, and we look forward to working very closely with Orsted and others as we move forward. The contribution that the University of Rhode Island is prepared and actually anxious to make will take a number of fronts. We'll be working very hard to make sure that we attract to Rhode Island the experts, the expertise necessary to provide the insight and the planning and the research that's necessary to continue to develop this resource. We'll be developing a lot of training, mentoring, and experiential learning opportunities for students from high school to PhD level, so that they can be involved and they can be prepared to lead going into the future. And finally, we'll be providing all the kinds of assessment, expertise, deep knowledge, research analysis that is necessary to make sure that we're successful in these endeavors to develop offshore wind to an unprecedented level off the coast of Rhode Island. It helps. It's only a few miles away from our campus, and we remain as an institution focused on the work that we do, the interface between the land and the world's oceans. And there's no more important work to do at this time of global climate change and the need increasingly for renewable sources of energy other than fossil fuel combustion. And the University of Rhode Island is committed to leading in all of the areas that are relevant to that. And we will work very, very hard with many of the people here in this room. The Energy Fellows Program led by Kate Venturi is just one example of the kind of educational opportunities that the University of Rhode Island will provide with its partners. And I'm also very proud today that an alumnus, Mary Colbert, who will follow me to the podium, represents this nascent energy work here in Rhode Island. She's an employee of Orsted, a graduate of URI, and she's just one of many examples of the kind of success that we can have working together as an educational institution, working closely with our private sector partners. And I want to thank Jennifer McCann and all the work that the Coastal Resources Center and the Rhode Island Sea Grant have done over the years to make this possible. We're committed. We'll be here for the long haul. The University of Rhode Island isn't going anywhere. We're in no danger of ever relocating our jobs, Governor. We're here. We're a part of Rhode Island. We'll always be a part of Rhode Island, and that makes us very determined to see projects like this succeed. And I thank each and every one of you for joining us today to celebrate a moment like this. And with that, I want to invite Mary to the podium.
Governor, do you see, or any of the other speakers, if there's any investment going into energy storage at all in some of these programs?
Energy storage, are you putting
I I think down the road, that's going to be an important component of all of this kind of work. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to interface what we're doing in these kinds of renewable energy resources into the grids. And energy storage solutions are going to be a critically important part of that. So that's an aspect of the research that also is going on at URI, is just looking at the kind of technologies that are necessary. And it's a global effort to really facilitate those kinds of solutions to interface renewable energy sources into the electrical grids of the country.
Question for Mr. Sorry.
Sure.
So how will you be able to ensure the public that this research funded by Orsted will be fair and objective, given that there have been many concerns about offshore wind relating to marine life and fisheries?
That's a very good question, and I just want to highlight the work that CRMC did on this as well with URI and the Coastal Resources Center. Those were built into our concept for how to develop offshore wind right from the beginning. How do we protect marine life? How do we protect the economics of the fisheries industry, which is very, very critically important to the well-being of a lot of Rhode Islanders. When we developed the special area management plan that selected the sites for offshore wind, it was fully recognizing those important priorities as well. And I think that's a national and even international model for how to balance the different needs for our coastal waters utilization, so that we protect marine life, we protect bird life, we protect industry, and we protect access to those waters for people. So that's been built in many respects from the beginning. It'll continue to be a priority for us, and I think as we develop offshore wind up and down the East Coast in the United States, that'll be an important priority for us to keep in mind. And the research that we do at URI will be looking through that lens continuously. How do we balance all of the needs and priorities in these important resources?
So you can ensure that the findings and the research findings will be fair and objective, not in support.
I can assure you that our researchers have the highest regard for doing things objectively, to stating what the data say and what the data don't say, to articulating the limits of their knowledge at any one given point, and continually pressing those limits so that we know more and more and can do that. So absolutely, I can assure you that.
Very good. Thank you. Happy Earth Day.